Alright, welcome back to Apollo Justice. Last time, we kind of met the defendant a little, and then we went into court and had to deal with a testimony about he has a bullet in his heart, so that's great. And now we're cross-examining this man, Mr. Stickler, who is apparently going to graduate soon, and also he's kind of a weirdo because he talks a lot. But then again, there's been a lot of people who talk a lot, so I don't really know. Anyway, let's continue with his testimony by pressing him. Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same one as you just submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest. Oh, so our common witness be tempted to say. Huh? Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. Close your book. First, we must consider the fact that it is night in the park, which indeed restricted my field of vision due to the insufficient levels of illumination. Consider that the pistol, as called Object A, was enshrouded in darkness. It becomes difficult to say that certainly that Object A was indeed Object A. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. My bad, sure, normal witness. Yet the fact that a pistol was found under my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. And blam, shot the man in the forehead. I'm absolutely certain that only one shot was fired. Yes, of course it was only one shot. Why do you ask? Aha, a contradiction, finally. Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, the pistol was fired twice. Clear contradiction! Okay. Good eyes, Herr Justice. You're cool, real cool. You really think so? Yet there is no reason why this other shot had to be fired that night. Meaning? This pistol came from the Kentucky family mansion, ja? I think it's not unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night. During, perhaps, another altercation. He's got a point. Judging from his smug expression, I see Prosecutor Gavin had that answer ready before he even spotted the problem. He seems pretty confident in his testimony. Always make the biggest mistakes when we are most confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it! Right. Better give that testimony another listen. Okay. Something strikes me as odd, but I don't remember if I looked at the autopsy report before. But, in any case... Oh. Right, that's not... Sir. Excuse me, sir. I mean, that might just be alliteration. I think that's the proper use of that word. He might just be fancily describing it, but it's wrong. So, objection. Phew, that's all of it. I think I have a chance. Is it too relaxing, I see, Herr Justice? Huh? Oh, objection. Oh, once is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right. Look at this. The autopsy report. There's a problem with the autopsy report. Right, a problem. Yes, the problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? I've already determined your angle of inquiry. But let me explain. It was really simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometrical absolute. What do I mean by this? For example, the deflection of a meter is the length of light by a krypton particle is a well-known fact that krypton particles are rare, and which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning. With it, I tried to keep up, but I couldn't. Mr. Justice, yes. Your objection to these krypton particle thingies. This is the big time, and you're obsessed with something so small. You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. The temple. Mr. Stickler, you saw clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it? You should be confident about that, but yeah. It is, right? Finally. Herr Justice. Oh, Herr Justice. Yes? The tactics you updated try to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fate of ruined your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright. Was it? Yeah. Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to the testimony. He looks so sad. Hey, Herr Justice. What? I didn't read that. Did he say hair forehead? I think he might have. I was not. Anyway, let's imagine you're walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, Herr Forehead? Well, I guess if I try to stop them, I'd probably shout, "Stop!" And you, Fräulein? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, "Eek!" And you, Herr Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? The victim turned his head at the last moment. Yes, thank you for jogging my memory. It sounds like a legitimate testimony is required. New testimony? New testimony. Night in the park, too. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Jesus, it wants you too, I cried, with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon, as I carried the killer, the defendant appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see. So you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the crime wouldn't have fired if you hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let's consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. Ooh, diagrams. The witness, Mr. Stickler, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please!" or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. Oh. If the killer would have fired at just that moment, we can see the bullet would have struck the right temple, as said in the report. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Mr. Justice. May I cross-examine the witness? Okay. Okay, alright. Took action, huh? So you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened? It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw the pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. It was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left a witness behind. He looks so sad, look at him. Yeah, I mean, that's true, for sure. Makes look he had no idea he was in danger. But regardless, I think this has stopped the bloodshed. He just at once turned in the direction. Tell me about that. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seems quite surprised, especially considering it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a hated whip indeed. He simply couldn't believe the deed he'd done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action. Tossing the pistol? I don't... Yeah. He tossed it aside? He didn't try to apprehend the criminal. It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't had the time. Did something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol, tossed it right away. According to testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? His testimony is getting a little more clear. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Yeah, she definitely did point out something interesting. You see, if you threw it away, why were there no prints on it? That'll make no sense. Wait a second. Tisk, another misleading request. It's being so beholden to your own mode of discourse that you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say. A second. I intended to wait just that. A single second. 1/60th of a minute. That's hardly enough time to draw the breath, let alone take a statement in court. No, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 40... Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. I understand that you are objecting to the length of a second. Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single print on it. Ah, a common ploy, made all the more common, I fear, by the proponents of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, but you just said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have the time to wipe the gun for prints. Ah, that little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? Eh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo. No, that doesn't work either. No. It doesn't work. Because there are prints on it, they're just wiped. No. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means there's some trace of the points remained. Which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, you wouldn't have time to wipe the pistol. That's maybe, but it doesn't change what I saw. The killer, the defendant. He threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, fair hair, forehead, any of your precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's give that voice training and go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious of what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Waki draw a murderous weapon. That's not the same as being 100% sure what Waki threw away. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was not at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, Kirby says that I'm quite offended. Well, it is indeed true that I was seized by the teacher and placed the poor... Slow down, my friend. I cannot read that fast. Well, we can say for certain that we saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Well, but if he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. Wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can perform the court to something this nature. Perhaps you can form the court to the nature here to something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? I mean, there was a knife. There was a knife found. That does have his prints. Is that a sword? I saw one of those in the late night movie last night. Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints! This piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Oh, your forehead. You're forgetting two of the things you just proven. Huh? One, that the man with the witness saw was the defendant Waki Kotaki. Second, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Indeed. Never mind. Never underestimate Gavin is a lesson here. The squares of the opinion that a witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It is always the same with you people. Mark the left house on foot, and 5 minutes later, his brother left after him. How long will it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that is what I said. Assuming. If that were a probable situation at all. Here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is the witness will testify as what happened after the shot was fired. From shot to call. I cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. There I go, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? I mean, that's a little... He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when quartered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know what. The testimony or they not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? The defendant? Did I say the witness? I don't know. I don't know what I said. And do we not know that there was also no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I'd better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Okay. Yeah, you couldn't leave him from leaving. Okay, fine. You couldn't leave the scene. Use cell phone to call the police. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. Then to see a witness, namely a shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there is no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism? Syllogism? Okay, sure. Proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. It's simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. Yeah, true. Say what you gotta say. So the police arrived 10 minutes later. Okay. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I sit in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around in the park. We just stood there, watching. Not much to go on there. Juicy, if you got something to say, by all means, say it. This one is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. Juicy seems sure of something, but... what exactly? That's a wider depth range, it is. Interesting. Which way did the killer run? At that time, it was clear that the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran to the opposite direction from the Kotaki mansion. As Shing, don't even think about pointing that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was look back once he was out of sight. How did he know that's where I was going? Truce, you keep looking over here. What do you want? Tell me. Tell me what you're going on. Tell me what you need, what you want. What's up? You're certainly a composer, someone who just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a criminal discovery that one drops and flasks into the lab room floor. Oh, cool answer. Very cool. Something strange about how he acted. She looks like she has something to say. I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, to her forehead. Perhaps time to back down a bit. I don't know. I don't have anything. Juicy seems like she's staring at me a lot. It seems like she has something, but she's not telling me, so... yeah, I guess. There's just nothing fishy about that testimony at all. Appears there are no objectives witness to her own testimony. There are any number of ways there are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol I showed you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting a small-time punk, in my opinion. No! Seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Who are you, your forehead? Well, that's bad. Well, things are looking bad. But we've kind of reached time at this point, so next time we come back, we will see where this goes, which probably just us losing the case, which is wonderful. So, rip in peace. But anyway, we'll find out for sure next time. So until then. Objection!